He's empty-handed. You have to bring a sacrifice when someone goes to the temple. So when he goes to the temple, he brings a sacrifice. The sacrifice he has to do smicha on it. We're going to see that that's not an original source. That's a secondary source. But whatever the case is, who is required to go to the temple? Only people that aren't blind. That's one of the things. Hakol chayav b'riya. One of the things is a blind person doesn't have to go because Riyah is blind. You're right. La yiro. The Gemara Chagiga excludes. Laman damar meilas Riyah. According to the second opinion, doesn't tell us which one says what. Either because it doesn't know, or because it's obvious that it's the second one would be Rabbi Yitzchak bar Dimi. There's a writer, Talmud Chacham, Rabbi Magalias. One of his svarim, he has these little svarim. One of them is he tries to explain every Chad Amar who it really is referring to, based on other statements that they have. So, there's a famous sikha of the Rabbi where he argues with Rabbi Magalias on one of his things. Melech Chadash, Berk Melech. Rabbi Shmuel, one says Chadash Mamish, one says Sinas Chatzik B'Tzayreisa. Rabbi Margalis had one opinion, and the Rabbi says no, it's different. Okay, so according to the opinion that says Eilas Riyah, my time Aleph means Ziknei Eida. Why doesn't he learn from Ziknei Eida, from the elders, from the Sanhedrin, that they can't be blind? So he explains, because done in Yachid Miyachid, being done in Yachid Mitzibar. Eilas Riyah is an individual sacrifice. An individual person brings in. But the other one is a community sacrifice. So smicha is done by individual sacrifices. We're not going to learn from that community sacrifice to all the individual sacrifices. Why doesn't he learn from the offering that's brought when they come to the temple? Done in midi the ksiv beis smicha begufei, midi ksiv beis smicha begufei. We're going to learn from an original source. By lafuke to exclude Eilas Riyah, the higufa mi Eilas Nedava Gamra. How do we know that Eilas Riyah requires smicha? Eilas Riyah is not a donation offering. The donation Eilah, the donation burnt offering requires smicha. This we had to learn. It's a limud, from regular Eilah. We learned that Eilas Riyah also, which is a chiyuv, also requires smicha. But that's a secondary source. And we rather choose to learn from a primary source. And what's a primary source? Well, the Ziknei Eida need to put their hands on it, that it says in the pasuk. The Tani Tana Kamei to Rabbi Yitzchak bar Rabbi, because it was taught in front of Rabbi Yitzchak bar Rabbi. Vayakar v'sayla v'yaseh kamishpat. This is by the inauguration offering. What does it mean? Kamishpat eilas nedava limit al eilas chayvushetun smicha. There was an oila that was brought by the inauguration, which was an obligatory oila. And we learned from there that it was done according to its laws of a regular oila. That teaches me that an eilas chayva requires smicha just like an eilas nedavas, which means that the eilas riyah, which is an obligation when someone goes to the temple, is a secondary source. It's learned from a donation offering. And so therefore, when we're going to learn that smicha is not done by someone that's blind, we'd rather learn from a primary source. We said in the Mishnah that smicha is not performed by a slave, a messenger, and by a woman. Tanu Rabbanan was taught in a brisa, an important brisa. Yadai, v'layad avdai. It says 3 times. Actually, I think it says 6 times. But yeah. V'samach yadai al reish kabanai. V'samach es yadai al reish kabanai. V'samach es yadai al reishai. All different sources for each type of right. So we have three over here that we're going to use. And one of them is Yadai is his hand, v'lo yad avdai, but not his servant's hand. Yadai v'lo yad shluchai, not his messenger's hand. Yadai v'lo yad ishnei, not his wife's hand. The Gemara asks, Kol hani lamali, why do you have to have a different Yadai to teach me that you don't do all of those 3? Yadai should tell me his hand, and I know automatically, I don't do anyone else. Tzricha, it's necessary. So if it would have said one, I could have maybe thought that the other ones were different. Exceptions. If it would have only said one, Havamina Lute Eved, it's coming to exclude a slave. The law bar mitzvahs. He's not fit to do mitzvahs. Aval shliach the bar mitzvah, shluch shalom k'maisei. It's as if it's him. It's a lismich. Maybe a shliach could work. Yashmin hanitarti, and if it would say these two, the lav kegufadami, then we don't say that it's like his body. Aval ishtei the kegufadami, ematismich. But to his wife, it's like himself. So maybe he should do smicha. So tzricha needs to also exclude the wife. If we would have said just the wife, then we would have had to work backwards. We could have found another way of doing it. There was a Gemara where I forget, Rav Huna's wife was coming to a Din Torah, and to Rav Nachman. Remember this Gemara? Rav Nachman wasn't sure. The Talmud Chacham Ishtei Kigufa, he could stand up, but he can't stand up because he can't stand up in front of one litigant. It's giving respect to one over the other one. So he arranged for something to fall or something. So he arranged for something to happen that he should have to stand up anyway to avoid. It's like a whole complicated thing. But anyway, Ishtei Kigufa, the wife is like the person. Okay, Smicha Shiari Mitzvah. Smicha is the remnant of the mitzvah. Tana Rabbanan. The rabbis taught in a Bais of Samach V'Nirtza, based on the pasuk. It says he'll rest his hands on it, and it'll be an appeasement to God. It's by Eily. The Chismicha Mechaperes. When you say appeasement, it sounds like that it's atoning. The blood sprinkling is what causes the atonement. The blood that's in the soul atones. It's coming to teach you that if a person ignores the smicha, he makes it like shiari mitzvah, just like, you don't have to do it. It's like karbanas before shachas.
That's the first thing you sacrifice.
So malal avakasav kilo like keeper. It's as if he wasn't atoned, but he still was atoned. It means it's like it worked, but it wasn't the best way of doing it. Vitani gabi tenufa tiai gavna. We also were taught in the Bais of something very similar regarding the waving, because it says letenufa lechaper. Pasuk says as waving as an atonement. This is by the Mitzayr, I believe. So, v'chi tenufa mechaperes, v'alein kapara lebedam. We had the same question. Why are you saying that the waving atones? The blood atones. Remember, ki adam u'benefesh yichaper. L'loy malach Red is coming to tell you, sh'nim masa tenufa shiari mitzvah, that if you make the tenufa just the remnant of the mitzvah, which means it's not, you don't consider it as a primary, so malal of a kasav, it's as if kilu like keeper v'keeper. It's as if he wasn't atoned, but he's yet still atoned, because that's how it is. It's not ma'akiv, but you're still supposed to do it. Ala Reish. The smicha was done on the head. That was the next part of the Mishnah. The Gemara learns each word of the Mishnah as if it was learning a pasuk. It takes each one and then it expounds on it. Tana Rabbanan was taught in a brisa. So we do the same thing to each part. We quote a brisa to elaborate on things that were not specified in the Mishnah. What's the source for the Mishnah? Then the brisas give us more details than the Mishnah. The Mishnah was very concise. So Yodei ala Reish, v'lo Yodei ala Tzavar. The hand goes on the head, but it doesn't go on the neck. The neck, Tosfos says, it's referring to the front of the neck. So I'm assuming means that he had to lay the animal down, or else he can't lean on the front of the neck. Right? Yodei ala Reish, v'lo Yodei ala Gabayim, and not on the back. Yodei ala Reish, v'lo Yodei ala Chazeh. This is for sure he's leaning it down. Laying it down, not turning it over, but at least to lay it down. That he's not supposed to lean on the chest. You have to lean on the head. Kol hani lamali. Why do we need all of these teachings? Tzrichi, it's necessary. Because if it only said one ala roish lemuti tzavar, I would have said that it's excluding the neck. Because the neck is not in the same place as the head. It's much lower down. Aval gabay, but the back. I guess the animal's sort of on the same...
horizontal.
Yeah. The koil hadi roisha yemaloi. I would say that that's not a problem. You can lean on the back as well. So tzricha, so it's necessary. V'yashmin and hani trei mishum d'leis Rabbi l'tenufa, because these two, the neck and the head, were not included in the waving, which is a part of the sacrifice, certain sacrifices, shlamim. Aval chazed is Rabbi l'tenufa, but the chest, which is waved, emaloi, I would say not. So tzricha, it's necessary to tell me all of them, that all of them, the smicha on each of these parts of the animal, on this location on the animal, is not good. It needs to be on the head. Gemara has a question. Let's say he puts it on the sides.
Side of the head.
That's probably that's the pshat, right? Yeah, on the cheek. So Tashma, the Tanya Abi Bira, Rabbi Elazar ben Yaakov Aimer. The Tanya Abi Bira. Something's funny. I'm missing something. What's it supposed to say? The Tanya Abi Bira is supposed to say in the name, or Rabbi Elazar ben Yaakov Aimer.
Rabbi Elazar ben Yaakov. Yodai.
No, 1 second. Tell me what's.
Aimer.
Oh. Tanya Abi Bira, Aimer Rabbi Elazar ben Yaakov, probably. Okay.
Tanya Abi Rabbi Elazar.
Does that mean that he's the son of Rabbi Elazar ben Yaakov?
Or the name of it.
That's what it says. Article says it.
Article says he's the son?
Yep.
Excellent.
Ah.
We have a new family connection here. So, Rabbi Abba Bira, the son of Rabbi Elazar ben Yaakov, Rashi in the Ksav Yad says that he was a student. That he wasn't really Kleimer Mitalmidei Rabbi Elazar ben Yaakov.
Could have been a student and a
Student.
son.
Okay. When we write the book, the history book, we'll make decisions. We'll decide who's, or in the novels, the historical fictions, they have these great books. So, Yadai al Reishai, V'lo Yadai al Tzadim. It says clearly, it has to be on the head, not on the cheeks, not on the sides. Boy, Rabbi Yirmiyah has a question. Matlas Ma'al Shetachas. Let's say there's a cloth that's in between. He doesn't want to touch the animals. It's like some people by kaparas, they wear gloves. So is there a problem to do smicha like that? We don't do smicha on birds, but I'm just using that as an example. Tashema b'vachleitei davar chaitzitz beino lebein hazevach. Can't have anything interrupting. It's be directly leaning on it. Shtei yadayim, you have to overcome that. If you want to bring a sacrifice, you're going to have to touch it.
Especially if you're a Kohen.
The two hands. This is very interesting, this Gemara. Minani Mila, how do you know that you need two hands to lean? It says yadai. Samach yadai. Amr ish lakish damakrav samach ayin shtei yadav. It's written yadav. Ksiv yadav. Uksiv shtei. When you read it as yadav, not as yadai. See, the plural form of nouns is to add a yud. You add a yud. So instead of, and singular would be yadai, plural would be yadav. And it's just the yud in there makes it plural. So, but here it's the way it's written is yadav, but it's read yadav. So ksiv shtei, it also says two. Zebnei Av. This is an example for everywhere else in the Torah. Kol makom shenemar yadai harikan shtayim. It's always considered two until it says one. This was a statement from Rish Lakish. Azul Rabbi Elazar Amala Shmaita Beit Ben Rosh V'layam Mishmeid Rish Lakish. Rabbi Elazar went, took the statement, said it over in the Bais Medrash, and he didn't say that Rish Lakish said it.
Watch out.
Plagiarism.
Yeah. Shamar Rish Lakish v'ikbid. Rish Lakish was upset about that. Amalei, look at what he does to respond to this. He says, Isal Kadaitach. He questions his own teaching to Rabbi Elazar. saying that, when someone plagiarizes, he doesn't have all the original information. So he says, let's see you go and explain it. He said, if that's what you think, so Yadav. Why does it so many times in the Torah it says Yadav? Actually, Esrim Vidalid Yadav. He asked them 24 places where it says Yadav. Doesn't need to say Yadav. We know Yadav is twice, is two hands. Yadav to Vienna, Yadav Ravloi, Sikeles Yadav, all these different places. And Yaakov switched his hands, it says the plural. Ishtik. The bless is quiet. The boss said, after Rish Lakish calms down, you could have answered. Yadav the Smicha Kamri. That what I taught was only about Smicha. That whenever it says Yadav, Yadai, it means two hands. By Smicha, it means two hands. We have a binyan av for Smicha. You don't have a binyan av for everywhere. So he says back, but B'Smicha Namiksiv Yismachis Yadav Alav Vayitzaveyu. It says that Moshe put his hands on Yeshua, and Tzaveyu could mean, and he encouraged him. Come up Hashem Tzav, Zira's something, Miyadal Deres.
Offering a helping hand doesn't mean
that. No, but here it means command. Vayitzaveyu. Are you saying offering a helping hand doesn't mean just one hand? So he puts his hand on him and he commands him, he appoints him, he encourages him. So over here it says a plural, and it's smicha. So it says smicha the behema kamri. I'm referring to smicha on animals. That's what. I'm not talking about smicha on the next generation leadership.
What's the Gemara's question? How do we know two hands? How? Because it says in a pasuk two hands.
That's only one pasuk.
How many pasukim do you need?
Well, many other pasukim it says he puts one hand. All the places in the Torah it says he puts one hand. Yadai. I only have one source where it says
so. How many sources do you need?
I have one source that says Yadai. Samach Aaron Eshtei Yadai.
Right.
And that tells me that all of the other places are two hands. That Yadai means two hands. So the Gemara is now saying, so why sometimes does it say Yadav? If Yadai means two hands, what is Yadav?
It doesn't. Shtei Yadai.
That's right. That's one place. But many places, 24 places in the Torah, and there's actually more, but he says, the commentaries discuss this more. But whatever the case is, he asked him 24 places that it says Yadav, and it's not necessary, because we know that Yadai is two.
It's only two if it says Shtei Yadai.
No, that's a binyan av, that anywhere where it says Yadai, it means two.
It's a rule. We're learning a rule.
In other words, we have a precedent. That Yadai means two from there, and that tells me that everywhere else. Okay. In the place that you shecht, the place that you do smicha, the geographical location, that's the place where you shecht, possibly. It's often depends what sacrifice. If it's an Eily, it's often. If it's a shlamim, then it's anywhere in the Azara. And take it for smicha shchita, and immediately after the smicha you do shchita. My kamar, you remember this Gemara, David from Brachas, shalish tkifas. Remember there's three things that are immediate. Take it with it. Very good. Take it for netila bracha. Take it for netila bracha. I forget what the other one was. So take it for smicha shchita. Hachi kamar. This is what it means to say. B'makim sheseimchin sheichtin. In the place of the Beis Hamikdash that you do smicha, that's where you do the shchita. Why? Why can't you lean on one place and shecht it somewhere else? You should take a smicha shchita, because you have to do it immediately. Right after the smicha, you do the shchita. By netilas yadayim, when it says this, where it says by mayim achreinim, that's why we don't talk after mayim achreinim, because we're supposed to do the benching right away. It doesn't mean one word or something. It means nevertheless you're not supposed to talk, even if you're going to wash again. Okay. Let's leave it over here, because or else we're going to take it to...
How does the Zar, non-Kohen, allowed to come into the